Esau will eventually come for us. I want to give all praises, honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you, fellow brothers, pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. It's your brother Kanat coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And as I said earlier, Esau will eventually come for us. Okay, and I have an article here. It's called "The Church of Yahweh Shai are inciting violence and hatred. It's time for the authorities to act." Now, this was actually, January 2020, and I believe, brothers probably did videos on it. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure actually, but more than likely, I came across it now, and I was like, there's probably a video's been done on it, but let me go ahead and just resurface it. And more speaking about how the fact of when you type in the word Yahweh Shai. Now, the inspiration of this video from the Apostle Tahar, Apostle Rylov, the last couple of videos they've been doing about how these Christians are now trying to come against the Hebrew Israelites and try to debunk us. And they're looking totally bad. But when you type in Jesus in, the Google, you're going to get the white image. But when you type in Yahweh Shai, you're going to get more of a closer depiction of what he actually looked like according to the Bible. And you have these Christians saying that, color in the Bible is ridiculous, and, they're, trying to demonize us and this and that and this. So I went ahead and typed in Yahweh Shai in Google. And, when I start scrolling down, the first article here is from www.hopenothate.org.uk. This is the article that we're going to read in just a few moments. But what I find, interesting or strange is that this is the first article, the first information. If you type in that word Yahweh Shai, it's pretty much, we're going to go into the article, it's pretty much demonization. And it reminded me of basically a video that the elder brother sent on the thread right here. I'm not going to play it. Probably gets my video will get taken down. But it's on BitChute. It's called Indoctrination. It's really good. If you have time, it's about an hour, maybe a little over an hour. I pretty much got through most of it, and it's pretty much going into the pandemic. And it also speaks about how Google has more control over the minds of the people because than pretty much anybody, because the way they're able to, rewrite the algorithm. They're able to rewrite the algorithm and take certain searches off from, when you search the page, they actually take certain websites off, and they'll put certain websites that they want they want you to read, okay, to control the narrative. And it was going through this, how they're in control of that algorithm. And it was funny too, because here's the same thing what's going on here. A lot of what you're going to see when you type in that word Yahweh Shai is going to be negative things instead of positive things. Okay. Now, I was saying earlier, this article was January 26, 2020, so it was the beginning of last year. But let's just read, because it talked about Great Millstone in there too, just a little bit. But eventually Esau, he's going to come and get us, and he's watching. This just shows you that he's watching, and he has all the brothers, names, especially the brothers that are really out there. Okay, that are speaking, that are doing videos. He's taking all these things down, and he's saving the videos. He's writing articles, and eventually they're gonna go, okay, to the gates of the nobles, which they're already doing, and they're gonna, pretty much come and get us. Okay, what we're doing is going to be deemed extremist, and it's going to be deemed violent. Now, I just found it ironic that, when you search the word Yahweh Shai, negative things are going to come up. But I mean, I don't find it really ironic because this world cannot receive Yahweh Shai, okay? Only the elect can receive Yahweh Shai in a positive state. Now, let me read this. The church of Yahweh Shai are inciting violence and hatred. It's time for the authorities to act. See that? It's time for the authorities to act. And, you know, well, there you go, Yahweh Shai, okay? Not Jesus, not no other name, not Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. So anybody that's calling on that name, you have a pretty much you have a red dot on your back. You know, they're looking at you. This extremist sect of Black Hebrew Israelites, which we don't consider ourselves Black Hebrew Israelites, right, have been preaching hatred and violence on the streets of London for too long. It's time for authorities to take action. And this could have, I mean, it was a year ago. You know how things, there's so much information coming out. I'm pretty sure brothers did videos on this, but let me just do something really quick on it again. You know, just really quick. It's a pretty quick read. It's not too much, but let's just go through it. In recent months, a number of incidents have drawn attention to the activities of the Church of Yahweh Shai, a religious group who has been inciting racial, misogynistic, and homophobic violence and fiery street preaching sessions that they record and upload to YouTube. This morning, the group uploaded a video to YouTube of a public event they held in Dalston, East London, which included extreme and violent homophobia. We just came out of a restaurant and there was two, moles right there. You know, it has the word in there. The F word, so to speak. We don't like moles, but some brothers reserve their comment because they want to be doing the slaying. Really, they want to put a sword to you. See that? So everything that brothers are saying, they're recording. Okay, they're recording and they're gonna take it out of context. Okay, and they're gonna, present that to you. Oh, this is what you said. You're like, what? What are you talking about? They're gonna have videos. They're gonna have everything recorded, everything jotted down. So they're watching. This is by no means the first time the group has publicly engaged in such extreme behavior, right? Last year, the year before, they were talking about the black identity extremists. So this Hebrew Israelite movement is going to be classified more as extremists. They caused outrage in September of last year by traveling to Stamford Hill to verbally abuse the local Haredi Jewish community. Witnesses reported that they were taunting passerbys by calling them devils and abominations and even telling them to go back to the ovens. The video of this specific encounter was subsequently deleted by YouTube, but their account remains active. We have been monitoring them for some time. See that? We have been monitoring them for some time and are disturbed by the levels of violent hatred they espouse and feel now it is time for authorities to act. See that? It's going to come to a point in which authorities, which are what, your government, okay, and those different police forces, whether they be military, whether they be CIA, FBI, or new task force. Esau might set up a new task force to come against, so-called black identity extremists, or even, Hebrew Israelites, black Hebrew Israelites. The group are adherents of the Black Hebrew Israelites BHI ideology, a broad religious movement that originates in America in the late 19th century. It holds as its central tenet that the black population of the Americans are the descendants of the biblical Israelites, which they are, the so-called Negroes that came over here to serve slavery, but as well as the North American Indians and the so-called Latinos also. That's one thing that they don't want to touch because that destroys the whole so-called black Hebrew Israelite thing, right? And it includes also the indigenous people, which which is even more, a testament to how powerful this thing is going to become, because you're going to have both of the tribes come together, okay? And that's one thing that they're not going to be able to hide that fact. They're not going to be able to say black Hebrew Israelites for too much longer, which they still are. But people are going to be looking at, well, you got Mexicans in there, you got Indians in there, you got Puerto Ricans. What's going on? Why they say black? So that's even going to make people question more, right? This movement incorporates a hugely diverse range of beliefs and practices, and it is important to remember that the majority of these groups are not violent or racist. So you see, they're putting that in there, but they're going to put that in there a little bit because they know, the majority of, the Hebrew Israelites are not violent, okay? And they say racist, which that pulls on the heartstrings of people, that incites emotions, But this whole world is racist. The cool thing about it, this whole world is racist towards you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. But, they're able to spin, they're able to spin it because this is their world, okay? So they're saying that not all groups are violent and racist, but, really when it comes down to coming grabbing us up, they're going to all lump us in. And then there's groups that they're going to set up to do certain things also. And not to tarnish all BHI groups with the practices of its most extreme elements, the Church of Yahushua version of BHI ideology is heavily influenced by the One West camp. See that? So they're lumping in the One Westers. So they've done their studying. They've done their homework. They know, they trace all these things back. Esau's good at that. He wants to infiltrate a movement or try to control a movement. He knows all the ins and outs of the movement. He does the studying, okay? And the One Westers, a lot of us, not all of us, we push the name Yahushua. So you're seeing how they're gonna attack that name Yahushua, okay? You see that? They're setting the stage, okay? The article said that we believe that it's now time for basically the authorities to act, okay? Because they're gonna say, look what they've been preaching, and now look at the violence now. So they're gonna try to lump us in, whether they do a false flag, a psyop, okay, with a Hebrew Israelite, which they've been trying to do, okay? They've been doing it. They're gonna say, hey, look how violent these people are. We have to do something. An umbrella term for groups inspired by the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ, which was founded in Harlem, New York in the 70s. This is going all over. They're trying to do their little research, their little history. The ICGJC, this is where Comfy was, where he said that he was the God-sent comforter. But where is he at? He's in the spiritual world. Okay? Has had numerous schisms over the years, and most of the extreme BHI street preaching groups that are featured of many American cities have their own origins in this movement. So Esau knows that, see, now they're going to America, okay? Because the majority of the Israelites are here in America, okay, as well scattered across the world. But this is Babylon of grace, so this is where the prophets will be raised up. And that's what's essentially happening. The prophets are being raised up. Some of the ideals and language used are also derived from the Nation of Islam. Now, see how they're trying to lump us in with the Nation of Islam, which we have nothing to do with the Nation of Islam. There is no such thing as the Nation of Islam. Okay? So they're trying to, lump in, when you think about Muslims, you think about extremists. That's the picture that they painted. But, they're trying to lump us in with Islam, but, they're going to do what they're going to do ultimately. They're going to come ultimately, okay? That's the end game of Esau. He's going to try to come, okay? He's going to be able to grab some of us up, okay? He's going to send task force, all type of task force to come in, bust down your door or arrest you at your work, however it plays out, okay? So our mind is being prepared constantly, okay, via these videos that brothers do, going into the different articles, reading the different scriptures, okay? The scriptures speak about, the things written aforetime were written for our learning. Romans the 15th chapter. Okay, because there was times where authorities during the ancient times came and grabbed a certain of the prophets. Okay, and particularly its BHI based splinter group, the Nation of Yahweh. So you see, there's all type, and there is a lot of splinter groups, but they're gonna, one group is gonna do something. They're gonna lump all the groups in. These groups promote the idea that Jewish people are demonic imposters who have stolen the Israelites' identity, and that white people are irredeemable devils who are destined to be destroyed by the Most High. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but they're gonna how they word it, how they spin it. Ultimately, the gospel that we preach is evil unto this world. Let me bring out a scripture, actually. See, it's John 14. John 14 and 17. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you. See that? And shall be in you. Let me read that again. Even the Spirit of truth. Yeah, the truth that we are the Israelites. The so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans are the Israelites. The Amalek, so-called Jewish people, they are imposters. The Edomites are irredeemable. They will go into slavery, as well as the other nations. America will be destroyed. Those are not pleasant words. Those are words of violence, okay, in the ears of this society, and that's how Esau takes it. Okay, he takes it as, okay, they're going to do these things. But see, that the elites of Esau, Edom, they know that these things are true, so they're going to try to come after us to try to stop these things, but they're not going to be able to do that. Whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not. Okay, neither knoweth him. Yeah, they don't know the Lord. They don't know Yahushua. Okay, Yahushua is evil unto them. But ye know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you. And even 2/3 of our people, they're some of the main ones that come against Yahushua, okay, in the doctrine, because they don't actually hate us. They hate the doctrine of Yahushua, okay? And because if we were Christians, they would love us. Okay, well, there's a scripture, the world will love his own. Yep. Right here. This is John 15:18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. See? So when we came out of the womb, the world didn't necessarily hate us. Now, of course, if you go deeper spiritually, yeah, that you could say that. But really, if we were of the world, well, it's going to go into it. It's going to go into it, okay? Let me read 18 again, because this world hates Yahushua, okay? And this article is highlighting it. If the world hate you, ye know that ye know that it hated me before it hated you, okay? This world. And we read earlier that this world cannot receive the Spirit of truth. If you were of the world would love his own. So if we were of this world, if we were, just average, everyday citizens of America that agree with the so-called way that, the Americans, if we were so-called Americans, Babylonians, this world would have nothing to, say negative about us. They will love us, because we will be on the same wavelength of them, okay? Demons. This world is full of demons. If you were of the world will love its own, but because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. See that? Let me continue. Remember the word that I said unto you, that the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, right? When Yahushua was on the scene, what happened? They persecuted him. Okay, ultimately they put him on the cross. They will also persecute you. So that persecution is going to come, okay? And it's already has happened. Or I shouldn't say has happened, but it's already happening, okay? As we speak. They're setting the stage up to, come and get us. And they have an eye on us. If they have kept my saying, they will also keep yours. So let me go back to this article, and we'll just kind of just read through it quickly and just kind of finish it up. Yep. Yet even by standards of the One West movement, the Church of Yahushai, racism and violent threats are extreme and shocking. The group displays almost every conceivable form of hatred, homophobia, misogyny, religious bigotry, and racism. And much of their preaching is in clear breach of laws against hate speech and incitement to violence. Right? They're going to start, sticking charges on brothers for saying certain things. Certain brothers already got locked up before for saying certain things, but of course they didn't really hold in court. So, got out. You might have got hit with like a infraction or something. But it's gonna come a point where they're gonna make these things, felonies. Let me continue. Hope, not hate, can reveal that the group is led by a man named Royce Asante Mathesoni Massian, if I'm pronouncing that right, who goes by the title of Captain Ashan Ban Yahawada. So you see how they got the name of Judah in there. They got Yahushai in there. Previously a member of the Great Millstone sect. So I don't really know the history about that, but I just found it ironic. I want to say brothers did a video on this a while back, over a year. But like I said, I'm just going to do it again. Bring it to remembrance that they will come in and that they are watching. Okay, so it talks about they threw the Great Millstone in there. So you see how they're taking all these different key terms, these terminologies, and these different groups, and they're all meshing them in together. They're going to lump us in. Okay, who are also known for being on the extreme end of the BHI spectrum. See that? How much more do we have to say? Okay, a so-called Great Millstone, right, is also known for being on the extreme side or the extreme end on the BHI spectrum. Okay. How much more proof do you need? Ban Yahawada was expelled from the group in February of 2018 and appeared to have created the Church of Yahushai shortly after, attracting a group of roughly 20 followers over the past 2 years. See, so they know the history of him being kicked out. They got his face up in there, they got a whole article. The group, who has been holding regular preaching sessions in Brixton, Southwark, and Dalston for over a year, are obsessed with the idea of an impending judgment day in which the group members will take vengeance upon Edomites. See that? See how they say, okay, it's going to be an actual day in which, Jake is just going to take up arms and just get the Edomites. Upon the Edomites, let me read that again. Are obsessed with an idea of an impending judgment day in which the group members will take vengeance on the Edomites, a biblical term that they use to refer to white and Jewish people. So they're already setting the stage that, okay, Jake is going to basically, one day Jake's going to just turn violent and start trying to, call Edomites. Okay, all Edomites faces are going to be turned teary-eyed, and we're going to make you wait on the death. We're going to be, this is a quote, we're going to be playing mind games with you. I'm going to come there with the sword and just put the sword on the table. The Edomite will be shitting himself. And I'll go out for 5 days and I'll come back and do the same shit. You have no idea how much mental torture you heathens are going to be put through. You see, so they even got all the quotes. What makes this group especially worrying is the relish that Ban Yahawada and his followers take in describing the violence that they plan to inflict on women, homosexuals, and all non-believers. Ban Yahawada holds a particular hatred for women. So you see that? And especially black women. And I wouldn't be surprised who wrote this article if they have the name. Okay, Gregory Davis. Let me see what this. Let me see what that. See what this guy looks like. If they have this guy, they ain't got him, but it is all. It is what it is. Let's go back. It's a little more. Uh, Bunyan Howard holds a particular hatred for women, and especially black women who he despises for not paying him and his followers sufficient respect and refusing their sexual advances. So you see how they spit in it, man. You see it what they, like Jake just trying to rape women and stuff, All these black bitches, they don't pay no regard for our authority, but we ain't going to pay them no regard when the Lord gives us that power to start chopping their fucking heads off. This is end quote. The woman needs to start respecting because a lot of death and destruction is coming your way. The woman was created for the man. If I got a pair of Nike trainers and I want to wear them on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, do I have to ask the trainers if I want to wear it? No. I wear it wherever, whenever, however I want. So if I want to ride that wagon on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I have a perpetual obligation to do so. Oh, man. Group members claim to be witnessing a chariot streaking across the skies of Brixton. A little bit more alarming, the group appears to believe that this day of judgment is coming imminently, and that the group members themselves will be the ones enacting the violence. Nah, come on, bro. That's not. I'm not sure what their doctrine is, but that's not the true doctrine. Okay. The Most High is going to be, push. The Most High is going to do the violence. Okay. They claim to have prophetic dreams and see supernatural omens such as chariots streaking across the sky as an indication that phase 2 is beginning, when the group will be unleashed. I don't know what doctrine that is, but you see phase 2. You see how they're going to actually say that we're violent. They're going to have these groups set up, if that's what they really believe in. They grab machetes or whatever. You got certain Israelite groups with guns and this and that and this. And phase 2 ain't no phase 2. Hold on. Let me bring out a scripture real quick. So this is what the scriptures tell us. This is Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, said the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. See that? For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation. See? Even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. You see that? This is speaking about Yahweh Bashim al-Shai rising up to the prey. The Lord said to wait upon him. Okay, he didn't say, okay, when you see a chariot in the sky, all right, it's phase 2. All right, go get Edomites. Nah, that's not the case. When we get that power, when the Most High, when he sends his son and he changes us, okay, when this man is taken down, that's when we're going to receive that power. That's when we're going to be turned into hunters. Okay, not okay, phase 2. And that's how they go, and certain Israelites are bugged out. They'll say certain things like this, or they could be set up. Esau could be lying. Esau, he's a liar. Right now, the fishing season is over. Right, this is Jeremiah 16:16. What are you talking about? The fishing season is over. So now it's time for hunting season. The Lord is sending for hunters, and we shall hunt them from every hill. We ain't doing no running. The Edomites and those that rebel are going to be doing the running. And that's coming to a city near you. It's going to be worse than what we did in the Dark Ages. What we did in the Dark Ages is going to be a welfare case compared to what's coming. So you hear it. It seems clear. See that? It seems clear that the groups preaching goes well beyond the limits of acceptable religious expression and constitutes clear hate speech and incitement of racial and religious hatred. Hope Not Hate believes that this group pose a serious and violent risk and are calling on the police to take action if they are found to have broken the law. And what they're going to do, they're going to bring up certain things like this and say, I told you so, when they set up a group to do something violent. Okay, whether it's one of these guys are agents. Okay, you can have brothers in here that are actual, what's it called? Sincere, and then you can have guys that are plants, that are setups. So you can never be, you gotta always stay watching, be on your toes, because this man, he has a plan to basically send the authorities, and they're gonna say, see, look what we have, all this tapes and all this documentation of how they were saying they were gonna do these things. Now look, they're making their move. They're saying it's phase 2 in their eyes. So that's gonna give them excuse, galvanize the people around them, the public, to come against and to have a evil eye towards the Hebrew Israelites. See that? But let me bring out this. I'm going to wrap it up. Got a couple of scriptures. This Amos 5:10. It says, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. And essentially, the people hate, brothers that go out on the highways and the hedges and speak about the downfall of America. Okay, it only makes sense that these other nations wouldn't like that, wouldn't like hearing that they're going to go down, wouldn't like hearing that they're going to go into slavery. Okay, they don't like to hear that they're going to have to receive judgment for the things that they have done. Okay, so ultimately they hate us, and it's going to come a point to where they're going to try to take us from off the streets. Let me bring this out. This is Isaiah 13:2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. That banner is speaking about the scriptures, okay? In the right with the right doctrine, okay? And we here at Great Millstone speak the right doctrine, but as in this article, you see that Great Millstone is more on the side of the extremists. You see the Great Millstone sect, who are also known for being on the extreme end of the BHI spectrum, which we're the most spiritual. But we're extreme, and that's how they're going to classify us, right? Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt a voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. So this word is starting to hit the gates of the nobles. There was some videos on on that a couple weeks back when it was they were actually discussing the Hebrew Israelites. These were coming up into high positions of government. They were speaking about the Hebrew Israelites, and best believe you, they have a course of action in which they're going to try to come and get the Hebrew Israelites. They're going to try to get us because they're going to create certain conflicts, certain false flag psyops, okay, in order to write different laws, in order to have the excuse to come grab us up and try to stop the movement. But that's all going to play into the hands of Yahweh Shemal Shai, okay? Because that's all written. We're preparing the body for that. We're preparing the minds of the hopeful elect for that day to come. So when that day comes, they understand that, okay, this is supposed to happen. We're in a different phase, but not a phase of us, being violent, but in the phase of this man. He's literally about to go down. He's literally out of there. When this man comes and grabs us up, this man is out of now. Give me a second. I'm gonna get my charger for my computer. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm back. We got it charged. So let me go back again. Yeah, this is Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye. Let me start actually at 11. And they overcame him. Well, I started at 10 actually. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed, for the accuser. See, in these these people who write these different articles, whether it be a Jake or even Esau, they are accusers, but really it all stems back to Esau. Okay, he's the accuser. Okay, he's accusing us of being violent, of being, going off, when he's the main catalyst for Jake going off. He's the main person, committing evils in the earth. But he's pointing a finger at the Israelites. He's pointing the finger at, the prophets. Okay. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuse them before our power day and night. And that's what this man does. He accuses us of going off. He accuses us of being the problem with the earth. We're violent. We're extremists. We're racist. We're bigots. We're misogynistic. We're homophobic. You see how he tried to classify us, to try to put us in these categories? Okay. Which I believe when you go into that word accuser, it talks about how categories, categoreo. Let me look it up.
Strong's G2723. Categoreo. Categoreo.
See that? Categoreo. Basically trying to put us in a category. So he can do what? He has to put us in a category first. He has to deem us extreme, okay? Misogynistic, homophobic, all these different, terminologies in order to come in with the sword. To accuse before a judge. So he's accusing us before the judge. Who's the judge? Yahweh Shema Shai. To make an accusation. So he's making an accusation saying, look, we're gonna kill people, phase 2. We're on the extreme side of the BHI spectrum. We have nothing but hate in our heart. When this whole society is built off of hate, what are you talking about? But that's that double speak. That's that witchcraft. That's that sleight of hand. Okay, that's the devil. Okay, and his forked tongue. Okay, but see, look, Esau, you can't fool the Most High. He's watching everything that you're doing, E. Okay, of an judicial accusation. Okay, to be a plaintiff, to charge with some offense, accuse, object. So yeah, this man, he's gonna try to charge us. He's gonna try to accuse us, right? He's accusing us now, and then he's gonna try to charge us, but he gonna have to try to grab us up. But see, that's your ass, E. When you try to grab us up, and we'll get that. We'll close it off on that Isaiah 59. We'll close it off on that scripture, Lord's will. But let's finish this up. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. See, so we're gonna overcome this damn devil, the hopeful elect, and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. See? So, E, you're going to do all these things, but hey, look. Hey, we don't even, the elect, okay, the hopeful elect, they're not going to even love their lives unto the death. So when you present this mark of the beast, when you present, okay, the jab, okay, or death, hey, what are the elect going to do? Hey, give me death. Because your ass is grass. Okay? And we understand death, and it's nothing but a translation, and our works are going to follow us. Not like in this wicked society, you do something. Esau, he's going to take the majority of the pay. With the Most High, he's going to honor the works, okay, and it's going to be a great honor to die, to be a martyr for Yahweh Shai, okay. So, hey, you've already been overcome. You've already lost, E. Okay, but you're going to scramble and do whatever it takes to try to, hold on to the little last bit of power you got. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. So the demonization, the accusation is going to ramp up. Okay, don't be surprised when there's a big false flag and they got, Hebrew Israelites all over the TV. They did that a couple years back, I believe in like 2018, 2019, where they had, they were, running different stories on the Hebrew Israelites. It was on Fox News, and, they were doing test runs, But let's wrap it up. Isaiah 59, that standard is going to be, set up. This Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west. Yeah, the true name of the Lord. Okay, Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, and who's fearing that name? It's not, it's not the Edomites. They're not calling on that name. Okay, that name towards the Edomites is evil. They wanna do away with that name. Okay, as we were just reading in that article. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So we are just reading how in Revelation 12 and 12, he's going to come in like a flood, right? He's going to come in. He's going to come in like a flood because he know he has a short time. But when he comes in, the Spirit of the Lord is going to lift up that standard. Okay, it's going to give the elect the ability to escape from those evils that Esau has in his mind to do towards us. So this is a quick little video. I pray that you brothers will edify. Until next time, shalom to the elect.